Hello, official pal. Merry Christmas to you all. This year, Brunya, the brutal. What am I talking about? This is the Tap Send Brunya Achedia from Tap Send to you. All you have to do is to send $200 or 200 euros or 200 pounds, and you stand an instant chance to win exciting prizes every Thursday to the end of the year. So what are you waiting for? Send the family members the money. Let them also celebrate Christmas. And by doing that, you also stand a chance of winning exciting prizes from Tap Send. And the grand draw is on the 29th of December, where you stand a chance of winning air fryers, blenders, televisions, a lot of prizes, and free air tickets, 5 of them. Tap Send. Send the people the money. It's easy, it's convenient, and it's reliable.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. That beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Put sugar level for check it. Check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now. This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Emre Dudu Nani etena ka mu kwanten akotonyo mabegu ye shop mu se ubenya ni nyina ofako enno so ya asem foforo owo so to mfako sika swane ne mpatamu anase achimota la pass ekosi nsawam. Jimmy Dale is your one-stop shop distribution for wholesale and retailers. Safa drinks, insure, enyane anase ade bia wo pebia. So ukoton kwa dia enye bebia wo se wutu mu a Jimmy Dale. You can locate Jimmy Dale Ventures at Giga Junction inside Soto, or call us now on 0208-920-996. Jimmy Dale Ventures, the official sponsor for Sammy Flex TV.
Okay, so one of the days where you have some beautiful conversation before the show, and maybe before I start, let me give shout outs to Bibi. Bibi is a Nigerian friend who lives in the UK. I think now she tells me she's in Scotland. I just got off the phone with her, and for almost an hour conversation, and it has been so revealing, insightful, and so interesting. Talking about African unity, talking about African empowerment, and what we have to do to keep our pride as Africans. She was talking about Nigeria, she was talking about Ghana, and the fact that sometimes even the people she works with who are Ghanaians, their attitude and their style and their behavior, so interesting. I picked some one or two from the conversation, and I want to believe that when we all believe in that African power, surely the agenda will be achieved. So once again, shout outs to Bibi. She sends her regards to almost everybody here. In fact, she knows everybody by name. Interesting. She said her boss is still money conscious. Chamo, Bibi sends regards to you.
Yeah.
She says you look like an average Ghanaian, but you're a hard guy.
Yeah, big ups to her.
Oh my goodness, interesting times. But it feels good. It feels good to know that we are building a family with what we are doing. When I receive calls from some of the people who watch us, the way they are able to narrate our stories, the way they are able to mention the people here, it's like they know them, and it feels so good. We are so grateful that though we might not have seen each other, we might not be seeing each other, but you guys always make us feel like a family, wanting to send money to my baby girl and all that. Now it feels so good. You guys encourage us, you empower us to even do it more. So God bless each and every one of you for spending time here on on Sammy Flex TV. Really and truly, we appreciate you. Roland, she says you need exposure. You are intelligent but need exposure. So she wants you to be traveling, Cotonou, Nigeria, Togo, go and watch how things are done.
Hallelujah.
Oh, Sierra Leone, you just left it.
We just left Sierra Leone. Yeah.
Or national ID. He has a national ID card in Togo already.
Let me say thank you to her for a compliment. You know, it feels good to receiving such accolades from especially our viewers. And I think I agree with her assertion that I need exposure. We all would agree that yes, exposure brings lots of knowledge. Exactly. Of course, which is why people would even encourage you to travel and see. That is why, yes, they have the idea travel and see. So sometimes people, even the influence of other people's culture, even gives you some certain kind of knowledge, even to even live your life personally. Exactly. Which is why people would even travel to the Western world and come back and will be living some kind of upright life, not the ordinary life that probably we would. There are some things that we will usually ignore even in our local vicinity, but because of the way the arrangement is over there, sometimes they tend to bring that culture here just to better the environments that they find themselves. So I think I agree. Yes, exposure there. I need it.
All right, so we continue working and we continue pushing until we get there. Thanks for joining us today. That is the Thursday's edition of Showbiz Daily here on Sammy Flex TV. You've already heard from Intim Dodu Solomon, our digital content strategist, also our online manager here at Sammy Flex TV, Flex Entertainment. Nana Reagan is also Wendy Shay's road manager, talent manager, publicist, and he is also Beef Nation president. And I also have Roland Amate, also event promoter, publicist, as well as talent manager, and also one of our pundits here on Showbiz Daily. And to the guys behind the scenes, Digital Rasta chopped some stray bullets too. He does not talk here. Digital Rasta is on camera. He doesn't say anything here. Richie Flex, editor, director, Emmanuel Powila PG is the producer, as well as Gideon Neelam Tessin, who is our creative director. My name is Sammy Flex, and I know that you are also a great person. It's all love. When sometimes you hear some Nigerians call us and the way we talk, it's all love. Sometimes you read some people and you feel like one is holding gun on the head of the other. No, it is not like that. It is all love and it's all work. We have to do what we've got to do. Today, one story I saw broke my heart a little bit. And it broke my heart because was it early this week or maybe last week? That was when we also came across Kofi Kinata also cancelling his Made in Tardy concert. And at the time that we thought, December, everyone is coming to Ghana. That is when the programs that we are also relying on to be achieving some greatness, those programs are being cancelled. Now I'm scared. Are we really doing the December in Ghana thing? Because I think that this time rather should give them the energy to do, because there is the likelihood for you to break even or for you to make money because people are coming. And when people are coming, that's when you are stopping. It's like someone who has found something that he or she sells in her shop. People have identified it. Everybody wants to buy it, and in the rate of the people buying it, then the person says, "Oh, see, I'm in Tombium. I've stopped selling that thing." What is happening? Let me read a press release from Wilderland to you, and we will just oppose it to the fact that Kofi Kinata Made in Tardy also cancelled it, and I'm not happy. I'm not too happy about why it is happening like that. It says Wilderland Festival 2022 cancelled. Music, lifestyle, and clean climate future focused festival, Wilderland Festival 2022 has been cancelled. The festival was cancelled due to circumstances beyond the control of organizers. Protocols to ensure refunds for tickets purchased has already started, with organizers reaching out to ticket holders for a refund. Earlier this year, the festival announced its Eco Action Fan Village, as well as a series of activities meant to raise climate change awareness among young people and event attendants, consistent with the festival's commitment to a clean climate future. Following its successful first year in December 2021, headlined by Davido, Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, Black Sheriff, Kiddy, Kwame Eugene, Adenkule Gold, Jackie, Focalistic, among others, The second edition of the Wilderland Festival was initially intended for 26th and 27th December 2022 at the Shire Resource Reserve. Organizers expect to come back with a detailed update in 2023. And this is the end of the press release on Wilderland, an initiative powered by 3 music networks. Meanwhile, last week, Kofi Kinata also gave us another release where he also talked about the cancellation of one of the major shows in Takoradi when it comes to Christmas, made in Tadi. He also announced that we are not going to have a concert or the concert this year, and it's painful, really, really painful. What is happening at the time that we are rather thinking the people are going to cash in, but we are not? What is happening? Roland, you have been closer to so many events in Ghana. What's happening?
What's happening? You see, somewhere, is it a few days ago, I said this whilst we were discussing Wizkid's events, the concert that was not able to hold. I said something about the fact that we would see similar patterns or similar challenges as far as Wizkid's events is concerned. So actually, when I saw the release this morning, I was like, that's what I'm talking about. In fact, the economy, unfortunately, is so broken that it is now in a recovery mode. Usually, majority of what is happening is that majority of these events, the major challenge has to do with finances. The economic challenge is so high that people are now beginning to recover. And that's the truth. We can't run away from it. In fact, normally it would have been, probably if things would have been hard or the economy would break, it would have been from maybe mid-year. Then whilst we enter into the last quarter, things begin to ease up a bit. So when we get into the last month, that is in December, people have now been able to recover at least about 50 to 60% of most of the things they lost in the mid-year or even early years. But this year, actually, when we even entered into the last quarter, that was when things became very, very tough, unreasonably tough. And now,
but the last quarter, Ghana has been tough. And
we just entered into December, and people are now, even the recovery mode started just not long, some few days ago, where people are now beginning to ease up things a little bit. So it is one of the things that have caused some of these people to hold on, because economic risk are risk that when you joke, the moment you joke with it, you will run at a huge loss that probably you will not be able even to recover in a year. And that's we also what happened to the live hub event. Now this is a huge economic risk that it will take them almost a year to recover. And Kenata's own, yes, I'm sure even in his presser, he cited instances whereby he even prefers to jump on other people's stages, apart from his own. So these are some of the things that he feels like, okay, if he is able to jump on other people's stages, at least he will be able to get something small to sustain himself, rather than spending all that he has for something that probably he doesn't even have the how do you call it, the know-how to say that, okay, right after this, I know I can get this amount of money or this amount of return. So it makes it very, very difficult for you to even take that risk as an event organizer or an event promoter. And that is what is happening now. So now most people who would still stand on their grounds to hold their event successfully are those people that have decided whether hook or crook they either have disposable income or they would still kill themselves one way or the other just to save their brand or their name and make it happen. Other than that, anybody that will chicken out like this is mainly...
Did you ever see this coming?
Actually, I think I did, right after the first postponement.
Right? They postponed?
Yes, it was 23rd and 24th.
And they took it from 23rd
and 24th to 26th and 27th.
Then he suspected that
all might not be that was when I started, okay, now looks as if time has caught up with them. So it was like, okay, let's wait until we get into December. Probably things will ease up a bit. Then we'll be able to get some of these things at very affordable rates in order to make this happen. Now, when we even entered into December, things were not so cool also. And
remember, I was always asking you, are these guys really going to do that?
Exactly.
And you were saying that.
Yes, yes. So
that was when you even told me they have started selling tickets, which I didn't even know.
Oh yes, they had even they started selling tickets even when they first made the announcement. When they first made the announcement, until they postponed it again to 26th and 27th, and now because of that, I think they've been able to weigh their options, their strengths and weaknesses to know that yes, if they are supposed to go on with this event, it means that whatever cost that they would incur, the returns wouldn't even be able to even break even, much less make profit. And will it be worth it? Looking at the fact that even the first edition did not get them profit, much less breaking even. So would you continue to make such mistakes, especially at this particular point in time where things are actually not predictable? You can be up today and the next minute it's you are going down. So would you be able to take that risk, and at what cost? And at what benefit? What would be the benefit even after that? Will you still hold a very successful show, get your brand out there, but still be running at a huge loss, which probably can weaken the company and all that? If you won't be able to do that, then I think now these are the effects of the economic situations that people have been complaining about. And it is not only Wilderland. So many events are going to suffer.
Well, to my guys at 3 Music Network, Baba Sadiq, Ricky Tennyson, Frank, no, is there Frank? Oh, that cool guy. Owusu, Eddie Owusu, and all the guys. Steve, Tierra, you guys should bounce back big, like your presser said, that you are looking forward to bounce back big. Let's see how it goes. Now, what do you think might be happening to these events as well? And let's remember Kofi Kinata's event too is at the other side, also suffering same.
Well, Ross, and thank you. Greetings to our viewers. For me, I don't know. They were not able to detail, reasons why they are cancelling the show. They just said, reasons beyond. And normally,
when a Ghanaian is not able to point out the rare issue, then the details are not fine to come out.
That is where I also have a problem, because if we don't know the exact problem, how do you even call in solutions? Like, how do you call for people to so right now, if we can only be assuming that it's finances, but we don't. It might also go beyond finance, because an event that has been announced and said that okay, we've even started selling tickets. You cannot tell me you don't have finances to do the event.
Oh, no. There are 1,001 event organizers like that.
Oh yes.
They announce, they do this, they do that.
I know of an event. I know of an event where even they sought for sponsorship. They had about 2 companies sponsoring promising to sponsor the event, and when it was about a week for them to deliver the check, they pulled out.
The sponsors pulled out.
Yes.
So if at that point, if the sponsor have pulled out, then you have a reason to cancel the show. But if you don't, right, you see, you are telling me that at this point the sponsor pulled out. That is enough reasons to cancel the show.
But they did not come out to say the sponsors pulled out too.
That is where my problem, because I am saying my argument is that sometimes in situations like this we need to detail the problems. Let's put it out so that we can know that okay, if it is an issue with sponsorship, then if we are sitting at round tables like this and discussing it, we will know how to address it, so that going forward, maybe next year if you are going to seek for sponsorship, we will know the things to do and what not to do to get those things secured. But if we don't know, and like you have a problem, you are not talking about the problem, you've just put it in a basket and you've just putting it out like that, and you want people to just assume that okay, it is because they don't have money to host it. Yes, I will agree if anybody wants to make that argument that yes, it's because of finances, that is why they will. But there might be other issues or challenges beyond finances as well, which they are not making us know. So if the argument is just going to be they don't have money. So right now, if somebody should say, okay, I want to invest into Wonderland, are they going to announce it back?
If the money comes.
For sure.
I know some of these things. It is money they need to turn around. If the money comes and they can turn around, they will come.
No.
Last year, at least I know something. Last year, we know they got someone who really sponsored the event. This year, it is not too clear who is doing that. Last year, we know.
And do we know why the person is not doing it again? You see,
what we know, we cannot say it here.
That's why I was. I've also heard. I've heard stories and details reports on what happened in the first event, and it will put every investor off. It will put every investor, especially with such a new event that you just had your first edition. You are now building it up. If you do that, definitely you get investors running away from you. Nobody will want to come and invest in it or put money in it. That is why I want them to detail whatever happened out, whatever their challenges are, and then we will start, connecting some of the dots to say, okay, these people, this is the problem now. So if this person or that person or this person is doing this thing right, then the investor can come in, will feel comfortable, or will find the event very attractive to invest his money in. But if you don't know all these things and then you just want to say how are they lacking finances? How?
So you suspect other things?
Yeah, there are a lot of things that they don't want to, they don't want the public to know. It is not just because of finances or any economic hardship. Yes, that is there, but people are still organizing events. People are still doing things. Just last week I was in Kumasi with DJ Slim's show. People were out chilling.
No, there could be individuals out chilling, but for one person to raise money, because that event, we have been there before. It is not small budget event, though. Sure.
It is huge.
Very huge.
Yeah,
like over 1,000.
Yes, I know it is very huge.
No, it's a huge event because you have to go and clear the place. Do you know there is no power there? So every source of power is transported there.
Outside.
Tent, workforce. Hey. I know it's not
and you see, I want to agree with him when he says there could be other factors, because I can also say that even securing the venue itself would also be another challenge, because this is a huge
money
answer it for everything. Answer it on this.
Shatta has a way of saying it. Money will silence everything.
It's sad to
if there is bunch money down, second of the man, the whiskey, the Libyan mom says, what can't they do?
Wonderland is a very attractive event. I mean, we should also ask ourselves, if people are really doing things, which investor would not want to invest in it? So let's do things that will attract the investor, like to come and put their money inside, and not just as a kata nyama sododo. Tomorrow I've even been making some argument that sometimes our artists will say they've made so and so amount, but they would not disclose those amounts, and then at the end of the day, you are not disclosing it, but you want somebody to come and put his money in it. So at the end of the day, how is the person going to calculate that, okay, if I put 10,000 in it, because you alone had 20,000, then if I put 10,000, I'm also going to make this profit. That is the only way we can be attracting some of the financial support that we need for such events. But you just put out a statement and say everybody is writing the same set. Circumstances beyond control. Circumstances beyond control. They will just put the show down like that. With Kofi Kinata's song like that. And because I think I was in a conversation to book a show for him, because of that particular show, they have to turn down the invite. The
but they said they were going to do
yes. They mentioned it clearly to me that they were going to do Made in Tardy.
And now they couldn't do it.
Yes, and you've turned down over 60K money down, and now you couldn't even do the show. So it's sad. I mean, I'm not happy, especially in December, when people have to organize things and cash out, and then they will just be lacking resources, and then the things will not be happening. Yesterday when I went to a smoke and barrel, a lot there. I can't even count Ghanaians. There are very few. Like the rest of the people there are white people.
People from the diaspora.
Yes.
Went where?
Smoke and barrel.
That's where.
At Laboni. wise people. So you should understand the number of visitors that we have in the country now. That they are ready to spend. Yesterday they were spending. If you see one person stable, you see that yes, I could take also. But our people are spending money. But our people are, look at some of the things we have there.
The sad thing is that these events are also.
If I maybe mentioned that, he said Ghanaians
and it will be lack of fear of taking the risks to do.
You mean fear, right? Not like
fear of unknown.
That's the thing. Maybe if you do it, you might break even like you are saying. But
Chemo, in all this, thank you, Nana. In all this, can we say our government is careless sometimes?
Yeah.
As in, they don't really look at what is happening. They are not on the ground with us to see that we are advertising December in Ghana. And I've had a beautiful conversation with Bibi. He mentioned all of that. That our president has done well doing PR. In fact, she said, our president has done well doing PR in Americas and other places for Ghana. That is fine. Yeah. But until we invest in our own land, we are not going to make it. So after the government had done all these investment and PR from around the world, the things that will make the December thing stand out, you couldn't come to hold them for them to achieve it.
Yeah. It's like advertising for product that you are not ready to sell. That's what our government is doing. They are advertising for product that we are not ready to sell, or the products are not available. But we are advertising that, you very soon we will bring you a product. It's really nice. Get your money ready. And then people are already waiting for the product to buy, but the product is not in the market. And I think we are fond of doing that. And that's what is happening now. Wonderland not happening is really sad. But I think the organizers too, they have themselves to blame. I think they don't have any winnable plan for the investors.
Yeah.
Yes. They just spend money anyhow. So now they will find it difficult to get investors on board. And they lie to, or they hide things. They are not that open. Even the pressure is even exposing them in that direction. They will just say something just to cover up things. I mean, we have heard things. And if nothing at all, we know the incident between them and Shatta Wale. And this can clearly be a reason for no investor to get in. Because it was more personal issue than business. Between Shatta and Sadiq. And who invest in this after this first mess. And the investor too, he was, a man with some cash to spend. But this thing will, push him, away from putting his money in again. So if that huge investor is no more coming on board, how are you going to get money to do it again? And others too will hear of what happened. And that issue, I think, is not even resolved up till now. There are some issues that they haven't been able to resolve and all that. So it will affect it. I mean, I'm not surprised this is happening, because one, they, as I said, they don't have any plan to convince people that this thing can bring in money. And even if you look at the future, like there's no future for this thing that they are doing. They just spend the money, we are done, and everybody goes away. They don't even declare that we made profit, we lost, but we can turn things around. Let's do this and make sure that this time around we win or something. Nothing of that sort is happening. So, I mean, obviously, no investor will come on board. And this thing, because of the people involved, because of what it takes to organize such an event, you need huge money. Huge money. The electricity thing, the workers that you will need. Yes.
No, it is big.
It is big. This is huge.
The things that go on there, they built everything there from scratch, because the place is just a bare
land that you have to clear.
So everything there, even if you want this one to sit on, you have to create it.
Yes. And this will create employment for a lot of people.
Last year, I heard they put there carpenters and electricians. They were there for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They did not go home. So when we were coming, that was when we picked some of them in our car.
Truck drivers driving in and out.
No, it's not easy.
Yes.
Like
So-
the concept, the Wonderland concept is some dope concept.
Yes, it's fantastic because it will bring a lot of things. Like a lot of people will benefit from when you look at the chain, like the
value chain.
the value chain is fantastic thing. But the thing is that after bringing such a lovely idea, after bringing such a good idea, they are not doing it right. They are just hiding certain things. They are not. I mean, there are a whole lot of things that when you hear of it, you say, after coming out with such a brilliant concept,
Yeah.
why are you doing things like this? So, serious investors, people who have money that they want to get returns for it, will not invest in this because they will not know how it will happen.
They have not been convinced.
Yes,
to
yes.
spend their money on it.
Yes, and those who have even tried it will not come back because of the issues that came out from the first one. It's sad, but that's the reality on the ground, and the circumstances beyond their control is not being able to convince people to invest. If people don't know, I'm telling them. That's the circumstances beyond their control. I think they should sit up. They should just sit down with people, plan it well in terms of finance and other stuff. I mean, as for the organization, I mean, they have done it. I mean, they have what it takes to do it. So they are financially, I think they should sit down with people, plan well, and know how to execute this and make money in return. They shouldn't just spend money just like that. Let's just throw the money out, let people enjoy, and that's the end of it. You won't get anybody to invest. So after the first one, that will be the end of it. So I think they are lacking in their financial aspect, like how to plan, execute a show, and get money in return. That's really, really important. And things will work out if they do that.
Well, I am a quasi part of them, so I also wish them well. I pray that it happens because this was one of my agendas for the Christmas. I wanted to go and hide away and relax my brains more for some 2 nights. But unfortunately, everything spoiled. One was saying, yeah, it spoiled everything. But we are very fine. We hope that they bounce back, or they can even change the date, make it an Easter something. I think Christmas is too busy. Maybe they can make it Easter where Accra is more relaxed a little bit. Maybe it's also another good idea. Christmas is too busy, too packed. Because during Easter, not many things happen here in Accra. Most of the things happen in the small towns and in the villages. So they can make this one rather a greater Accra Easter kind of celebration when people are going to fly the paragliding. Yes, they can also do the Wonderland here, and that will be fine. So still on it, Christmas in December or December in GH, we are still looking at how activities are going. This happened last year for the very first time, and this time too, it looks like it is going to happen again when Shatta, Wale and Sarkodie clashed on a date. 25th December 2022, they are going to do it, and the distance between these shows are just a walk away. You can just walk in and out. As of last year, I saw some people walking in and out.
15 minutes.
They'll go here and they'll come here. They'll go here and come there. And I'm talking about the good and the bad for these things. 25th, 2 major artists doing 2 major events on the same day. One at the Accra Sports Stadium, which I've seen reports that after Wizkid's show, the place is looking shabby. In fact, that's what I'm hearing. I hear that after Wizkid's show, the place has not returned to normal. Meanwhile, the NDC, National Democratic Congress, they're also having their Congress there this Saturday. Yes, I think this Saturday. And right after Saturday, the next Sunday too, Shatta, Wale is also going to use the field again.
And then from the Monday to Ghana Premier League starts.
It starts. Oh, there is even going to be 31st night, I want to believe. After Shatta, Wale, there is going to be 31st night.
Yeah.
Park it Park it up, bro. Park it. Well, so far, what is the good and the bad in these 2 shows? Nana Regan, you can start. Shatta, Wale Freedom Concerts, Freedom Wave Concert, and Medical's Rapaholic Grand Arena. Sorry. Rapaholic for Sarkodie, and Medical and Shatta, Wale Freedom Wave Concerts. Now, same day, same arena or same area. What are the good and the bad in this? Though last year they did same though.
Yeah. Rasta, I mean, talking about Shatta, let me send my messages and regards to him. He made a promise to me, and I mean, December, if you make, I just want if you make promise,
I'm not giving you pressure.
No, there is no pressure. No, I'm reminding Wale that the Blakk promise is not happening. So it should come. Okay. It has happened before, and we also, I think I was at the arena, I was also at the stadium.
Oh, you went to the two?
Yeah, I went to the two. So I witnessed what was really going on.
Oh,
and it was fun. I think we didn't have any like average turnouts. So I don't see any of the show affecting the other, like the way people would want to argue that okay, because Shatta is having it at the same area or Sarkodie is having it at the Grand Arena, definitely it is going to affect. Sarkodie has his audience and Shatta equally also has his audience. So definitely, you know, on that same night, 25th, everybody is going to have his own fair share of audience. So I don't see anything going wrong. And this time around, Shatta is even targeting filling the entire stadium. So today I went to eat somewhere and I heard the conversation going on, and I was so happy that if it has started, fans like watching people. I was just sitting down, you know, I bought my food, I was eating, and they were arguing. Watch it. I bought watch it. You know, they were arguing like he can't feel it, he will feel it. Those kind of and that is what brings, you know, like the tension in such events. So people would want to go and see whether he would able to feel it or not, and that is what you even add up to the number without knowing you are part of the crowd over there. So yeah, it is good. It is going. I want to believe that it is going to be successful for both Rapaholic and then the Shatta and Medical Freedom Wave. I'm not going to. I especially with Shatta's show yesterday, I was saying that he's definitely going to fill the stadium for the first time. And you know, people have even forgotten that Medical is part of this whole conversation. They are just talking about Shatta, whether he's going to be able to fill it or not.
I'm sure it is because maybe people think Medical's power to pull numbers. It's not really.
No, it's not true.
Tough like that.
It is not true.
Did we see his Sotium concert?
It is not
if
true.
If it is anything to go by, then you can't underestimate his power to pull crowd like that.
Not at all. It is never true. I mean, even today, I heard people. I think this guy, the Funny Farm guy, what's his name? DJ Azonto is hosting a show on the Kwashiman Street, people they were having conversations that unless he puts Medical on it before he can pull crowd and such.
Yeah, they mentioned it.
So yes, so nobody should underestimate or underrate Medical's power to, you know, to pull crowd to the stadium. So yes, both shows are going to be successful. I want to believe. So we should just wish all of them well.
Okay, Chemo, what do you also see?
Oh, I don't see anything going wrong. In the sense that both of them, they have a different audience in terms of support, how people support them and that direction. I mean, they don't have issue. The issue will be people who wants to report, people who want to report about what is happening. Which one would they prefer? I mean, the Shatta one or the Rapaholic one. So for their core audience, there will be no. I don't see there will be any issues there. And then, in fact, in terms of the kind of people that they attract to, the difference is clear. I mean, Shatta's fans are more the aggressive, ready to do things like that kind of thing. And then Sarkodie's fans are more calm, yes, more like the corporate ones. They want to sit down with their coat and other stuff. So I don't see any conflict.
They are saying okay.
They will come with. Yes, oh no.
You. National fans in Sheffield too.
No. When in fact that's the point. When it comes to not that they don't wear coat in their daily activities. Don't get me
No.
wrong.
If you have to do the majority and the
minority, that's how you do it. If you want to bring the exceptions, then there's no argument.
No, it's
there's no argument if you want to bring the exceptions.
No, that's why the two of them, there is something one can do that one
cannot do.
Of course.
In fact,
Even Sarkodie wears suits more than Shatta.
Even in terms of the brands that they attract, it should tell you the difference. It should tell you the difference. Have you seen Shatta Wale endorsing any bank before?
Yes.
Bank. Exim Bank.
Yeah.
Exim Guarantee Bank. Yeah. That's not a bank. No, don't be deceived by the name. It's just by name. When you are talking about banks and how the bank's activity goes, Exim Guarantee is not a bank. They just finance huge institutions. Yes, they don't attract people saving there. That's why we are. That's what we are talking about.
That is where the suit comes.
Yes, that's why. So I mean, it's so clear. Unless you don't want to, I mean, understand it, or you want to do different argument. It's clear. They are the kind of audience that they attract is
that
different.
one is clear. I'm not sure. That
so yes, so there would there wouldn't be any conflict in terms of both of them attracting fans to the event. Yes, so taking that one aside, I mean, the people who wants to report, people who wants to, I mean, observe things, that's where the issue will be. Should they go for the SAC one or Shatta Wale one? And I think Shatta will win more people because whether they want it to go well or not, they still want to see what happens for them to do the report. So based on that, Shatta will attract more than Sarkodie.
I'm sure it was even out of that concert that the Nigeria issues came, right?
Yes.
And that issue, we have been chopping that issue till now. Like it's like it happened last month.
The Nigeria.
And it happened. Hey, me grabbing my about 1 year. Yeah, and the issue sounds fresh, like it happened last month.
1 year on.
Yeah, so in that direction, Shatta will attract more people in addition, because people want to go there. And whatever they observe, whatever happens, they want to report about it, whether positive or negative. And so me, I don't see any conflict in it, and I wish them all the best. And I think it will be successful because they have done it before, and it was a success. So what again are we looking for than just them doing their thing for everybody to enjoy? So I think it will go well for both of them.
Yeah. But before Roland comes in, I think Shemo's comment has also drawn my attention to last year's event. I think there was a lot of things that I think after the event we came to point out, and I would wish that going forward Shatta and his team would take notice of some of those things. Security is one, and then some of the attitudes of the fans as well. I don't know how they are going to control that, especially with the knockouts. You remember the stage caught fire. The stage caught fire at some point, and it I don't know how they are going to control
when the guys were directing the knockout into the crowd.
Yeah. And the way they were breaking the stadium, so this time round, going there and be pushing the what do they call the barricades and all those things down like that.
So we can call that the glass gate.
Yes. They should. I think they should check. Maybe this time around they should multiply the security numbers. Yes, they should. It should be double, like ×2 of last year, because clearly last year we saw that the fans were overpowering the security over there. So this time they should really check it, especially now that he wants to fill the entire 360, do the 360 thing there. Then we need to really be conscious of our security. We should pay very key attention to security, and this health, ambulances and other things like that, because it's very, very important.
Okay, Ro, wrap up. Looking at the event space in Ghana, do you think everything is going to be smooth as it was last year?
Rasta, it would be, but they are all pulling through tough times and amid huge challenges. Even looking at the fact that both of them are, the two brands are all trying to break their own records. Last year, Rapaholic was around 150, 200, 300, and 400. But this year has to do with 300 and above. And this clearly shows that this is somebody that is looking at maximizing something or setting some kind of record that probably they've not ventured before. So I believe there are dynamic stories that will make it tough. That the Sarkodie's rate obviously is going to affect his show one way or the other. So it all boils down to how he maximizes his promo in order to convince. It is not about convincing his core fan base, but convincing general music lovers who would want to go out and have some fun for them to troop into his venue. That is one thing that I believe both brands should be able to do and do so well, even with the last week left for them to make history in Ghana. So yes, I know they are all going to have a successful event, but as to whether they are going to have whatever they are wishing for is one thing that anybody that sleeps is not going to get. It's plain and simple. Shatta and Medical Freedom Wave 2 are also looking at maximizing or doing twice of what they did last year. And it doesn't come just by telling people to come to the stadium. No, you would have to give them reasons. You have to assure them. Regan talked about security. It's a major factor. In fact, we've seen instances, if not for anything at all, even previous events, not the same event though, but other events that have even come and gone in recent times are clear indications that security is something that we can't joke with, especially at this time where multitudes are gathered. And the Accra Sports Stadium or the venue is one place that you can't also say security. For the moment security sleeps, things are still okay. No. We've seen instances whereby you go there, even with Kid Shokra, people were reported to have, like, they got stolen or robbed at a point.
They got attacked.
Yes, I saw video of a policeman pulling somebody in the car that he stole somebody's phone. And it's there. It's there. So it's something that they can't take it for a joke. And also the fact that they are also looking at maximizing their numbers in terms of doubling what they did last year. It takes a lot to convince. So now, for the core fan base, everybody is getting their own core fan base. That one is assured. But now, because of the extra work that they both have put in on themselves, that is doing or breaking another record or setting another record, they now have the tool to convince general music lovers for them to even come to their stadiums or their venues, which is also another challenge that these two brands have the task to do. So yes, they will have a successful show, but it is still tough.
I see. We wish them well. We wish them well. And Nana Regan, or I think Roland also mentioned it, to the fans. Just that when someone says you should talk to the fans, I know you are speaking to the wind. It won't go.
But no, if Shatta talks to them, they will listen.
Oh, forget.
Oh.
Nah, forget.
Why
When
do you
they
think
get
they will
to
not
the
listen?
stadium and they get into their spirit, they hear nothing.
Different thing.
They hear nothing. So just that whilst we talk, it will land in the ears of some one or two people, but not in many. So we are saying something that comportment is everything. Now that Shatta Wale wants to do the 360, I know definitely some of the fans will be allowed onto the field, or better still, around the stage, because the artist would also need that energy from those who be by the stage side. So maybe they can pack some 1,000, 2,000 around the stage, and the rest will be in the stands. So if you are not able to get to fill the pitch, if you are not able to get to the pitch, please don't rush to come there. If they are going to do 360, then it means that everywhere you sit in the stands, you are going to get your view. So don't come and break any gate or wall to come in. No, you don't need that. Sit at where you are, do your things, and watch the show.
Enjoy yourself.
Have an experience.
Avoid being beaten or abused by the security.
Being beaten there. I know some people will be beaten, especially at the gate.
Because last year, some people were, it was so bad.
Last year, we saw some, even, there was this popular boy, Chinese, made in China. Is
made in China. Is it made in Ghana?
Yeah, some boy be like that.
Rasta. Yeah, made in Ghana. That's made in Ghana.
Made in Ghana.
Yes,
we saw him.
when he was manhandled at the gate.
Yes, he was manhandled at the gate,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So, yes, it is our hope that most of these things won't happen. And again, we also wish that this time round, the organizers, they would not limit the entries.
Yeah.
That is what has also been. How were the entries at Westgate show?
Okay, I think they opened You have to verify your ticket. There was a space to verify your ticket. After that one, you can go through the main gate. But before you enter the stadium proper, there will be people there checking. Yes, by verifying your ticket, they had a place that you will go verify and then leave.
Which was outside of the stadium.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, it's part of the stadium, but
where they usually sell the match tickets.
Match tickets.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes. So you verify. You can. They had a small.
Yes.
That you can go
that
through,
you go
and then you can also decide to go through the main gate.
I still think because they are doing 360, they should have different entries so that wherever you come in from, you just go and sit at that place.
Because when they crowd at one particular place,
for this one, after going through, then they check before you enter the main stadium. That was it.
Well, some of us will be working closely with the team, so
Yeah.
we will see how best we will be sharing advice and directions to them so they get things right this time. Something has happened that I have not seen in Ghana before. Maybe elsewhere it has been happening. Blakk Rasta is a reggae musician. He is a radio presenter. And of course, he is one of Ghana's social commentators. Very powerful at what he does. Now, his story is very strange and new to me because I've seen people getting angry at awards organizers. I've seen people looking at their trophies, throwing it into WCs, flashing it. Some people putting it in wheelbarrows and all, acting all funny with it. But to him, he's saying award organizers should come for their trophies and that he's even ready. According to the story and the videos that are out, he is saying they should show him their offices. So you call, okay, Blakk Rasta, we are at Sotum, Mango Lane Street. Come and present our trophy to us. He would just drive and come and say, Sammy Flex TV, I won your award in 2022. Get it. And that's it. That's what Blakk Rasta. Why is he saying that? There are some stories I would want to read a little bit. Then there is also a video that I would want us to see. Then when we come back, we will discuss it. Rich, if the story can be displayed on the screen, I can read from here as well. It says, show me your office. I'll return the trophies you gave me, Blakk Rasta to RTP Award CEO. Show me your office. I will return the trophies you gave me. And says, Blakk Rasta has disclosed his intentions to give back all the trophies presented to him at the RTP Awards over the years. Now, this comes after reports that the RTP Award CEO, Prince McKay, had asked the radio presenter to return all the plaques he won at various editions, following claims that he doesn't believe in a voting to win scheme. In a video shared on Instagram, Blakk Rasta said McKay once alleged that he, Blakk Rasta, was pained because he wasn't winning any awards. Now, there's a quotation. He says, I heard the CEO of RTP Awards, my very good friend McKay, say that Blakk Rasta was so happy when he was winning the awards, but now he wants to collapse the award. I'm one of those who actually gave him the name. Well, McKay, with all respect and with all love, you know that I will never do anything to destroy anything positive that you have started. With all respect, McKay, the thing that you said, maybe you said them out of anger. You said, Blakk Rasta, if you don't want us to nominate you anymore, bring back the award you gave back to you. We bring back the award. Okay, I'm sure it's supposed to be we gave back to you. Wait, I'm bringing them to you. Show me where your office is, and I'll make sure you get all of them. These are all of them. Now, he said, Blakk Rasta said once one of the awards he received in the past was broken. However, the fixing wouldn't be needed anymore since he'll be giving it all back. Now, it says, remember I told you earlier several years ago that the pole that was holding this award got broken. It was the only one that I had, and you promised to replace them. Now, you wouldn't need to replace it. I'm returning everything. It is a matter of principles. McKay said that when you were winning, you didn't complain, but now that you are not winning, you are getting angry. No, Bosu, it's not about when I was winning. I'm the best reggae man on the radio, whether you like it or not. I don't need any endorsements. The fans have already endorsed me time and again. In the whole of Africa, I don't see anyone who does reggae on the radio like me, he added. Blakk Rasta, however, seized the moment to heap praises on himself. Of course, who wouldn't praise himself? Now, let's go watch the video where Blakk Rasta made this announcement and I'll come and discuss with my people the actions and what it means to the industry, what it means to the award scheme, and what it means to Blakk Rasta as a personality. Let's go watch it. I'll be right back.
I hardly do things like this, but once in a while, I mean, we just need to answer. I hardly do things like this, but once in a while, I mean, we just need to answer a few questions, you know? I've said time and again that I do not want to be part of any award scheme that has to do with voting to win. For me, it's a way of buying awards. Now, if you have an award scheme, you nominate some people, and then you ask the fans of these people that you have nominated to vote so that their favorite artist can win. Now you go ahead and tell them, the more you vote, the more you place your artist on a higher pedestal of winning. And if the artist doesn't win, the biggest excuse they normally give, your people didn't vote. So it becomes a vote to win award. It's not about merit anymore. You could be the best, but as long as your people do not vote, you would be the worst. So I decided that I will not be part of these awards anymore. It's done, it's dusted. In the past, we're part of it. We enjoyed it, but when the consciousness hit us, we decided that it was all over. We will not do it again. Many people haven't come to that consciousness yet. I don't fault them. Everybody has their time. Their time will come. Well, I heard the CEO of it was all over. We will not do it again. Many people haven't come to that consciousness yet. I don't fault them. Everybody has their time. Their time will come. Well, I heard the CEO of what's the awards called? RTP Awards, you know, my very good friend McKay, say that, oh, you know, Blakk Rasta, when he was winning the awards, he was so happy, and now he wants to collapse the awards. The name Blakk Rasta has, I'm one of those that actually gave him the name. Well, McKay, with all respect and with all love, you know that I will never do anything to destroy anything positive that you have started. With all respect, McKay, the things that you said, maybe you said them out of anger. You said, hey, Blakk Rasta, if you don't want us to nominate you anymore, bring back all the awards you have won. Wait, I'm going to return all of them to you. Show me where your office is. I will make sure that you get all of them. These are the awards. In fact, I told you earlier, several years ago, that the pole that was holding this one, it got broken. So this is the only one that I have. You promised that you were going to replace this. Now you wouldn't need to replace it. I'm going to return everything. Show me where your office is. You see, it's a matter of principle. I heard McKay say, oh, yeah, and Blakk Rasta.
All right, so yesterday when the story broke, Chemo said he really wanted to be a part of this discussion. So to do it.
I said the opposite.
Oh, he said he didn't want to talk about it.
I said the opposite.
No, he said he didn't want to talk about it.
I said Blakk Rasta is my guy, but the way he was doing things, it will be difficult for me to hit really? Him like that.
No, he said he wanted to talk about it though.
Really?
Yeah.
But no problem, I'm here, so I'll still do it. You know?
Yeah, I know, right?
But even, in fact, I've gotten more insights into it.
From him?
Yes, so I think
you can now
in fact, I'm fit to even talk about it. Yes. Okay, I spoke to him this morning, Blakk Rasta, and I will speak to him even after the show. So,
I know, right?
Yeah. I had different opinion when I heard the story, but getting this from him, I have changed my mind, and it's simple. I think the McKay guy didn't speak well. I mean, Blakk Rasta sharing his opinion, he's entitled to it. He says that the kind of awards that you guys are doing, he's not happy about it, and he doesn't want to be part of it. I mean, it's straightforward and simple. So why do you want to counter that by saying that he wants to collapse the award. It's because he's not winning and all that. I mean, it was not necessary for the Mackay to go that direction. So I will now support Blakk Rasta to say that, okay, if you say I should bring your awards, I don't think, in fact, it worth it for me to even keep it. Come for your awards. And this will do more damage to the award scheme than him just sharing his opinion. Because I disagree with his opinion anyway, because all kinds of awards, no matter what it is, there's voting in somewhere. Even the ones that you say people should, we should select people so that they will take decision of who deserve the award. Even for those people, they don't agree on all the winners, so they will vote. The ones that you have selected will vote. Just that one is a special voting. Only few people will decide, and in the course of deciding, there will be some of the decisions that they will not agree. So even if there are 10 people, 8 will say, okay, he deserves it. Maybe we will get some 2 people who will say, no, we don't think this is the person. We should give it to rather the other person. So no matter what, there will be voting. So the kind of voting that he doesn't like is the one that
involves money.
Yes, involves money, where the fans will vote. So you have to be clear about that one. As for award scheme, no matter how form it takes, there will be voting. He doesn't like the one that involves the fans voting for their favorite to win. He has his opinion, and I think Mackay should respect that, and it should end there. You can also equally say that, well, based on the way we do our things, I think it's the best for us to get a winner or award somebody for their hard work. And some people also agree with you, but for you to go a step further and say that it's because you are not winning, if you think you don't like, bring the awards. He says come for your awards, or in fact show him the place, he will bring it. And for that one, I agree with Blakk Rasta, and I think it will do more damage to the award scheme than what
it will do to him.
Yes. And for that, the CEO of the award scheme, Mackay, to go that direction, I mean, it's bad PR for him. And the way Blakk Rasta is also doing it will even add more insult to the injury that the award is suffering already. In fact, it's not only Blakk Rasta who has issues with the award scheme.
So many people.
So many people.
But some media houses have been pulled out before. Like City, a whole City FM,
yes.
Omni Media, they are saying they don't want to have anything to do with RTP awards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now you are going this direction and not against anybody, Blakk Rasta. And he has the microphone to respond to you
any day,
anytime. So why do you go that direction? I think Mackay, the comment coming that came from him wasn't good, and I think Blakk Rasta has every right. In fact, he's within his right to respond the way he did, and I support him. In this case, yes, I support Blakk Rasta.
And to have a negative impact on the awards instead of Blakk Rasta himself.
Yes, big time. Because those who agree with Blakk Rasta may also decide not to participate anymore. Yeah. And you are giving them reason not to.
Yeah.
You are giving them reason not to. And your comment, like the comment is what is bringing more of this.
It's fueling the fire.
Fire, yes. And there's no need for that. When your award is already suffering that kind of bad PR, I mean bad image, people are really complaining. So if you want to pick on somebody or you want to defend it, this is not the way to go about it. Especially not against anybody but Blakk Rasta. No, come on. Okay. More fire will happen.
Okay, thank you, Intim Solomon. Roland, what do you also think? Chemo thinks this will affect the awards organizers more than the personality Blakk Rasta. Do you also see the same thing, or maybe you see different?
As I mean, this is a matter of kind of situation. Yes, we know some of these things when people involved in some of these schemes do this. It obviously affects the credibility of the schemes, and it is not something that we can hide from. But then this is also another thing that I can also say it will affect Blakk Rasta.
How will it affect Blakk Rasta?
So when he won all those awards, all those blacks, obviously they became part of his portfolio. Where whenever he's presenting something or he's seeking for in terms of sponsorship or even any dealings in the past, all these accolades were in his portfolio. So does that mean that he is going to strip himself of all these titles? Which is yes. And if he does, then that means part of whatever he was presented as his strength in order for him to how do we call it, lobby for some things have now become weaknesses or have now fallen short.
I think he needs awards to do that.
I know Blakk Rasta doesn't, but I am just talking of instances whereby people would want to give themselves accolades and all those things.
So in this case, he knows he's revoked or removed all his titles.
Yes, so
he wouldn't need then accolades.
Yes, so I don't actually see any big deal in what he's doing. If you should ask me, this is a personal issue or something that he thinks probably he doesn't see any importance to him. So obviously it is something that you can't hold him for. There are so many people. Not long ago, even Sizzler even banned some of the plaques that DJ Khaled gave him.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, claiming even the writing of his name is even small. So
yeah,
that,
I think I saw something like that.
Yes, that one is also another personal decision, and people are entitled to their opinions, and it is also another matter of principles. You can't force somebody to break their principles whilst they are not ready to. You can't change somebody's mind if they are not ready to change their own mind. So I don't see this to be a big deal. Maybe moving forward, this is even a huge call to the organizers for them to also know that some of these things, as much as they think it will affect their personalities, it is also coming back at them, whereby their credibility is also at stake. Because yes, we all know the feeling of awards, even in our recent times, where most people are even shying away from awards or wouldn't want to be part. But then it all also boils down to what you need the award for at what particular time. Yes.
As in the recipients.
Yeah, the recipients, I mean. You may not need the award because in your dealings or in your thinking, you think it wouldn't add anything to whatever strength that you have. But to somebody, it is
the person needs it.
It is a portfolio for the person
as a collateral.
Yes, to get a certain deal or even to move up there or to have some kind of social status. And you can't fault that person for also participating in such a scheme. And I like what Blakk Rasta said, that yes, maybe he is enlightened now and he knows what's best, and he feels that it is not good for him to participate in some of these things. And he wishes that some people who are still in it would have the realization in the near future and also pull out. That is his opinion. That is his wish. And it is not all wishes that usually come to pass. So you can't just hold him to it and say because of some of these statements he wants to collapse your business. No, it is not true. I believe if you do things right, no matter what anybody says, people will still hold you and respect whatever you're doing. Yes, we have so many instances whereby people have badmouthed other people's businesses, yet because they are doing most of their things right and they have very good PR machinery, they are still able to sustain business and even go through. So this to me is no big deal, but also a wake-up call to the organizers for them to know that yes, while so many people are actually badmouthing your scheme, it means that there are so many things that are not going on well.
Who is being intolerant here? Is it Blakk Rasta or McKay? Who is being intolerant?
I think it is McKay, if you should ask me, because you see, this is not the first time Blakk Rasta is saying this, and actually most of his statement is not only targeted at your scheme. This is a general mindset that he has as far as receiving awards is concerned. So if you are the only person coming out at him, then it means that
you are largely affected.
Exactly. That's
by what he's saying.
By what he's saying, and that's my point. Because yes, he's received awards from VGMA, he's received awards from Base Awards, amongst other even citations that he's not called them to come for it. But this is an open statement that he always makes.
Oh, so this give out is only for RTP awards?
No, he has his Base Awards, VGMA.
Oh, so every award,
every plaque that he's ever taken, he's giving them out.
Blakk Rasta.
Yes, he's giving them out, and so it's like that. That is him. You can't force him. You can't hold him to it. Maybe you are seeing some benefits that he's not seeing. If he doesn't get those benefits, it is not your fault. So the best thing is for you to keep quiet and concentrate on the good works that you think you are doing. And if whatever he's saying you think it is not going to affect you that much, you ignore him and you don't come and respond, especially in that manner. You understand? So just let him be. Besides, he's just one in a million of people who probably have that kind of mindset, if that is what you think. So just leave him, do whatever you are doing that you think is positive to your scheme. Just grow and take his statement, even if you think it's affecting you, take his statement as one of those negative statements and go and work towards it. And that's all. Everybody will have their peace.
Well, Nana Regan will speak finally on this now.
I think McKay is doing more damage to the scheme than Blakk Rasta is doing.
McKay,
yes, I mean his comments, he shot himself in the foot by those comments he made about Blakk Rasta. If I were him, or if I was the CEO of RTP, I wouldn't even respond to Blakk Rasta. It is just a smart thing to know what to do at this time when people's interest in awards are even coming down. You don't do some of these things.
People are now winning Artist of the Year and they are not even fancying.
They don't even post it. They don't even people even get nominations in certain award schemes. They don't ask anybody to vote for them.
They don't even regard it.
So you don't do some of these things. I think he's doing more damage than Blakk Rasta is doing. I mean, Blakk Rasta, if for nothing at all, if he's even crying because he's not winning, he has every right to cry because he's not winning.
But he's putting in the work.
Yes, he has to. He has to cry because he is part of potential winners or nominees, and he's not getting that. So he will definitely ask questions and cry around a little bit. But so you the CEO, you the CEO don't have to be such intolerant and be responding to comments like that from people who participate in your scheme. So he didn't do the right thing. But I side with Blakk Rasta, and I am one of the people that I also advocate or have argued against some of these award schemes and how they come about their winners and all of that. In fact, I have the same mindset with Blakk Rasta. Yeah, when it comes to voting for winners, asking your fans and your followers to vote for you. If you don't win, the only question they ask, did you vote? And all of that. I mean, it takes away the merits in some of these awards, the value in some of these.
In fact, they are not doing it based on merit.
Have business, and yes, and that is the reason why it will take away the value, because first now will be what is them can say, oh, Sammy Flex a winning award. Unya some sort of motivation now. It can be said, hey Charlie, Sammy Timmy winning award will be there, and also me Timmy swing. But today, if you even post, so you've won, it doesn't. People don't care. Like it is just your normal friend that come in. Congratulations, congratulations, Papa. Fire emoji.
They'll just leave fire emoji.
You understand? So you shouldn't have responded at all, because right now, like Chamo said, you've given a lot of people reason to also back out of the award. They agree with Blakk Rasta, but they were not, coming out to say anything. But now that you are doing this, they know that if they pass any comment that opposes your whatever, you come at them, they will have reasons to just stay away from the award scheme. And it is going to affect you. That's your business. It is not their business. At the end of the day, you are making money craft from their followers and fans.
Of course.
So if they are not going to be part of it again, some portions of your income has been taken away. Yes, somebody will say that if they also have those, like Roland wanted to argue, if they also have those awards, if they are going out to, have any business conversations, they will add it to their portfolios and all of that. Most of these brands, some of them, they don't even talk about the awards that they've won. Especially in today's market. Then the people don't want to.
It's not a thing.
People are looking at your numbers on social media more than what trophies that you have in your house. People want to know what is your numbers on Instagram, what is your numbers on TikTok, what is your numbers on YouTube, what is your numbers.
So now you have to work on building your numbers more than
getting some trophy. This is when they nominate me. I don't post. We're not two nominations. But we do background.
But I don't know if what some of these things as far as RTP is concerned is one of the reasons which has affected. You see, there was a regional RTP awards.
Yes.
Intercredit that has also been, to me, I feel it has affected it so much and has also become low.
They could not even start, or I think they did one.
They did it. I think they did about 2 editions where they were even giving their winners televisions and some prizes. Yes. They had huge sponsors. I don't know if this is one of the reasons that has even affected them.
And I think for some reasons, sometimes I don't want to speak on some of this stuff because it comes like you are speaking against somebody's business. But you see, reality is that it is also creating an environment for people to get cheap access for attention and other things like that. If the person has the money and he knows that, okay, I know Powder Nation boss, he is one of the pioneers and blocks in award schemes in Ghana. So if I can do any shaky thing for him to get me nominated in any awards, he will just go straight away, whether he has the works to show for it or not. He will just go and invest in that and then get certain awards, and it doesn't make our space look that good
and professional.
Exactly. It reduces the standard for me. So I wish that we will get more people like Blakk Rasta, taking trophies to some of these people and staying away and getting. Yes, Chemo made a legit argument that if most of the awards is about voting. But if there's difference between calling experts in a small room and telling them that, okay, between Currency and Richie, who is working, who is doing this, who is having more impact on society, so decide and vote for him, and also telling the entire public to say vote through this short code, it is not the same thing. Yeah, they are all doing same voting, but it is never the same thing. One is looking at one's main focus is business, what profit he is going to make, and one's also focuses on merit.
Okay.
So we should look at Blakk Rasta. I will not be surprised if he comes back to say he wants to associate with a certain scheme because they are doing what he feels
he
like.
likes. Okay.
You understand? So I side with him and I want more people to join him.
All right, so are you guys going to sign that petition to join Blakk Rasta in giving out awards from people that you think they are not deserving of the respect and honor as awards organizers? Let us hear from you. Will Blakk Rasta really send it when they find him finally? Or it is just to show that, yeah, Mikra came out that I want to share, I want to put it out, I want the people to come and take the awards, but nobody has come, therefore I'm still keeping it. Yeah, because that is what I see.
But he says they should show him their offices and he will
that's
send
what I'm saying. That so if nobody shows him the office, what happens?
Yeah, it will be
He gets to keep the awards, and McKay won't love this news. Especially after coming out of one not long ago, he wouldn't welcome this news because this news will come and dent the
and
other
camera will be on him.
Because if Blakk Rasta should take this, cameras will be all over, flashing him. Even the thoughts and poets in camera. How come the delivery won't be in camera? Nah, never. It won't happen like that. But what actually, I think RTP should do 8 things well.
Yeah.
Do you know personally? I'm one person that RTP thinks I don't like. He thinks I don't like him. Or I don't like his awards. Just as he said Blakk Rasta wants to collapse, I'm sure when he gets the opportunity, he will say the same thing to me. I also want to collapse his awards. But it is not like that. Me, I would want to support everybody's hustle. And I know that is your hustle. If you, I remember when I was at Xylophone FM then, management position, he wanted adverts. I agreed, I played this advert for him. You understand? What he has to do as his part of the bargain, he did not even do it. I'm not sure there's something I would love to go to the market and talk about. But I don't want to even come into your business. So he should stop saying someone every day, anytime someone has critiqued RTP awards, he comes like, you want to destroy my awards. You want to destroy my business. Just do things right.
Yeah.
How can a whole media house say, no, we don't want to be We don't want to be nominated. We don't want any of our programs or personalities to be nominated. It means something is wrong. Go and find out and fix it and stop blaming people. Why are you blaming Blakk Rasta for doing what?
Because feedback is even part of business.
Even your last awards you finished. Feedback that came, some people were not too cool with how things were done. Roland is here, we've been hearing some of them.
Oh yes, of course.
They were not cool how things were done. You understand? So why don't you concentrate on the correction things you have to do, but rather you are chasing someone for saying what he thinks it is. Can they respond to everybody? You can't. One day I just woke up and I realized that no, with this world, you cannot respond to everybody. So look through, sift through who you think deserves your input. You give it to him. If no one deserves it, you allow them to have their fun. After all, 6 feet at the end of the day. So yes, Blakk Rasta, we are waiting. So Blakk, my question is, if they don't come, what happens?
He will keep it.
He'll keep it.
Yeah, till they come.
So they are all with him, so he will definitely keep it until most of them decide, okay, this is my office, so send.
Maybe you can equally organize a Christmas gala and he will give it to you.
That is also another point. Another point.
Blakk Rasta's Christmas gala.
Every day he give us one of their own. But he has a new song called My Boo. You guys should go check it out. My Boo. Blakk Rasta seems to be in love now. He has now been releasing lovely songs, and these are all love themed. So you guys can go look for it. Blakk Rasta on his YouTube page. It is called My Boo, and it is one of his latest singles here in the music industry. Now finally, when artists are critiqued by journalists or by pundits or by media people, are they disturbing or destroying the brands of these people? Let me put it in a different tone again. You know, as media people, as presenters, as pundits, anytime we are doing reviews of our artists, it's about their works, it's about their deeds. That is what we talk about. So I'm asking that when celebrities are being critiqued by pundits, by journalists, are we destroying their image? Shatta Wale, in an interview on CTV, that is Class Showbiz, has said that because of some of the things some pundits say about him, because of some of the things some presenters and those who are on TV and radio say about him, it is costing him a lot of his business. Koskoli asked a question of Shatta Wale, asking him whether what pundits say on radio is really affecting him. And he said, yes, it does. It affects him so much. He has been paying, or he has been waiting to receive some big pays from some people in the name of business, but they will say, oh, but we heard your people on radio or TV saying this and that, and because of that, we might not be able to execute our plan. So the question is that, what pundits say, what we do here on Sammy Flex TV, Showbiz Daily, what we do on CTV Class Showbiz, does it really hurt the brands or destroy the brands of these celebrities? Let's listen to Shatta Wale in this narrative. And when we come back, we will share talk.
And when, like, they formed the DTV, like, what is the connection? What are they up to? I thought it was going to be music. And they dropped, I think, the first EP. Or, EP. And now we are all seeing it's just about business. And you see, Shatta, you were talking about Shagsy and how, from how you spoke, this is how I understood. Like, you want people to invest in Shagsy, right? So imagine there's a businessman out there listening to you who want to invest, let's say, $10 million in Shagsy. And then the same person hears what some of us, I mean the pundits and some of the media people, what we say about Shatta Wale MDK. And the person goes like, So do you think sometimes we become, let's say, a stampede or a blockade to some of you people
business opportunities?
That?
Okay.
A lot. That one is a good question, and that's what I'm saying. I've met companies that tells me, oh, we wanted to sign you, and you had this problem, and your media people, so they said we should forget it.
Wow.
Like big companies, and don't think you are hurting me, but you are hurting all of us. You understand me? When I make money, I bring it on the table and we all enjoy. You know, so I think those things have to stop. That's why this Shaxi thing, even I said I was watching the internet and someone was that way the Andy 1 week per night. I was like, I don't speak like this. You know what I mean? This is somebody's business. This is if Shatta is doing something entertainment and you don't hear, you don't understand, just try and if you don't have anything to say, just keep quiet. You know, I watch a whole lot of people on the internet trying to say a whole lot of things and I go like, don't you know you are breaking me somewhere? Maybe there's a label that wants to sign me outside. And that's why I keep saying, God bless Beyonce every time, because with Beyonce's team, for her to sit down and say she wants to work with me, it wasn't just you understand me? God's intervention came there. I think maybe God spoke to her that come and help my son, because the way they are seeing him, I want you to put a beautiful picture around him. You know, and that so I think what you're saying, people should just get it. Like the way they speak about us, like me. I'm so real that when you speak about me in a certain way, I'll come and speak in a certain way. But I've grown. Yes.
All right, so that was Shatta Wale in an interview with Sammy Flex on CTV, Class Showbiz, talking about how pundits and journalists, what they say about them affects their business and all. I'll start this with Nana Reagan because he's moving closely with one of our A-listed musicians in the person of Wendy Shea. That just opposing what Shatta Wale is saying to his artists. Is it true? Because I know being around within this short time, he still might have heard some, media people saying this and that about her that they have heard. How does this really play out? And even who are we to blame? Do we blame the artists for sometimes doing what they do? Or we should blame the journalists for saying what they say? Because whilst Shatta Wale was on the show, he made some example. He made some example that so if Medical goes to a club and he sees
press somebody's button
and he sees some fine girl and he touch the button small, then journalists you get right. Medical touches some girl's button. Can't you write like Medical was helping it? Oh my God! Like I said, oh my God! Nana, about the reality, does this really bother you people?
Yes, a lot.
Really?
A lot, and it depends.
And look at the other side, though.
Yes,
so for instance, let me give you an example from your home.
Okay.
For instance, was it Ghana Music Awards?
where
when the Shea was singing the folk on
yeah, Ghana Music Awards this year.
So like this, you go and you do something, it comes back and I talk about it, you are blaming me for hurting your brand.
That's why I'm saying that it depends on one, what the journalist is reporting, and then two, the actions of the artist, and then the truth in it. With pundits, I would agree that some of us, or most of us, sometimes speak based on what we assume. What we assume is the reality. Especially when we, in our attempts to make projections into maybe an artist's works or business or anything, in most cases, we just assume. We don't know the realities that the artists are going through or they are facing. So when we sit, based on what we have read, based on what we know, we just speak out of that. But there's a difference between the realities of the artist and what you have read. It is not the same thing. So in maybe as a pundit, when you are on TV or you are on radio and you are talking like that, and you don't also consider the realities of the artist, that is when your submissions and comments comes to affect some of the businesses of the artists. And I want to believe that is what Shatta Wale is complaining about. Of course, there are certain actions that, yes, they take pain to it, but they cannot blame the journalist or the pundit. For instance, a clear example is his own example on CTV. Because if I'm a journalist in a club and I'm taking paparazzis or reporting from the club and I see you, touching a lady, squeezing some ass and all of that, I have to report that. I don't have to twist or add anything to it. So yes, it might go against you, it might not come to you with that sweet, feeling, but that's the report, that's the news. And you can't blame me for it. It's your own actions. I think personally, as a journalist during the Flex newspaper days, it happened to me where I reported about one of our A-list artists, and the manager was crying for nights, saying that my report is affecting them I think during those weeks or months of the report, they were negotiating a Pepsi or Coca-Cola. I don't really remember. I think it's Pepsi or so. And he was talking about millions of dollars. And because of the report, the people don't want to, go on with the deal again. But I wasn't reporting anything fake or anything like.
It was a happening.
It was a happening. Like, that is what is going on. So as a journalist, I just reported that. That is not. You can't blame me for that's your own actions. And unfortunately for you, it has come to my news desk and I've been asked to follow up and report on it. So I am not doing any damage to you at that point. Maybe you need to check your actions and how you cover up your staffs or the deaths that comes from your camp, so that it won't come to any news desk for any journalists or pundits to talk about it. But the only situation where I'll side with the artists is that, especially with pundits, it doesn't normally happen with the journalists, because journalists are always reporting, but especially in today's that producers are always looking for people who will just come and scream and shout and then they will just cut it and post it on social media. People are just speaking out of their own assumptions. They don't have facts. They don't have the reality details to make their arguments with. They just some of them even talk out of emotions, out of their own problems they have with the artist. Obi cry per artist na mo ebia or try so be ye bibia ma artist na no nya bibi kakra atafre na ade na artist na agree to wafa ho ebufu ahye ne mu. So when he goes to sit on TV or he goes to sit on radio, he wants to use that platform as a means to also get back at the artist. And that is when sometimes it makes them talk out of emotions and their assumptions, because some of them, it's not as if they don't know. They know exactly what they are. It's like this is payback time. Let me hit him. Me hitting our high man. So they are just hitting. It's not like they are being objective. They are being objective in their analysis to say that this is a problem. If you do it this way, it will bring you more win as an artist. It will help in your growth. It will do that. So in most cases, if you really pay attention, common for solutions. They just point out the problems. And an artist now say, oh yes, and I don't know, yes, and oh yes, and they will not say add any solutions to it, because at that point, even if you the host, you are very critical and focused, and you want to ask the person that what in your opinion is the solutions to some of these things. I am telling you, most of them will not get any things to say. And that is what disturbs the artists. They will not. Sometimes when we are talking, they are talking about. I'm take myself out. When we are talking about streaming numbers and all of that, will be better YouTube pay, and then he would speak as if he was share the back end of every platform. And all these things will, in one way or the other, affect businesses of the artists. And that is, if the artist wants to complain about it, I will side with them. But report, say, if you are not lying or defaming the person in your report, then there is nothing wrong. The artist cannot hold you responsible for anything. If it is their own actions, you have to report it like that. In fact, you've not hired me as a PR to be doing damage control for you. If your actions go wrong, the journalist is not responsible to do any damage control for you, unless of course maybe you are preview to whatever he wants to report, and then maybe quickly you want to say, okay Charlie, then do it this way for me, or put it this way so that it doesn't affect business and all of that. But if you don't have that opportunity and the person goes ahead to report whatever that he knows or have seen and it is accurate, you don't have any cause or any reason to hold any journalists or pundits like responsible for your own actions. So they should understand their actions and the things that pundits or journalists say on platforms that affect them. Your actions, a journalist making comments about your actions is your own doing. But if the thing has got nothing to do with your action, but maybe journalist trying to talk about your career, but speaking out of ignorance and just assumptions, only facts, only proper details, be able to say, okay, I didn't never say yes, say now, or yes, and you could yes, then he's just talking because he has microphone. That is the problem. That is a huge problem, and that is why Baba Sadiq will even agree with Shatta when I think Sarkodie when he talks about pundits and all of those things. If those things are checked, I don't think Shatta will be making some of these, comments.
Well, Nana Reagan, I understand his role now, so he feels the pain, and yeah, I understand his role now, so he will surely feel the pain, and it's like that. Ro, what do you also think about what Shatta is saying in regards to pundits, your role, and some of the things we say and how it affects them as well? Yes.
Rasta, I partly agree with him, and I partly disagree. In the sense that this is a two-way street that has to do with
but I get it, but sometimes the way we say it,
oh yes,
can we try to differentiate between being constructive and being destructive?
That's what I was
because yes, I remember when the Shay said that thing on the stage, I discussed it here. After the discussion, Bullet called me and he said, yeah, Charlie bro, what you said there is true. In fact, he agreed. And that
in most cases, when you are being constructive and objective, the people themselves they know.
Oh, and I remember he called me and said, bro, you were right.
That's what I'm saying, that
he's not supposed to do that, but women, when they get to the stage, sometimes they get emotional, but they are still trying to. And I said, yes. But imagine if I come now when the shadow is she foolish. What kind of what before?
That's what I'm saying. I partly agree with him. In fact, one of the things I can say that one of the things that even draw somebody like me closer to somebody like Shatta is not because I was singing his praises, but because of some of these constructive criticisms. It is about you pointing out the wrongs or the flaws of the person, and also giving out solutions to the person. That is even the rules of even pundits. We criticize, be objective, and also provide solution to whatever you think the problem is. That is the basic. So that is why in punditry most of the times they choose experts and even advise you to even read wide, research more into whatever you are about to discuss, so that you will not be a disservice to whatever wrong that you are even trying to correct. Sometimes, yes, I know it is like that in our space, especially in these times, with trends chasers and cloud chasers. These people make their job so difficult. In fact, they are part of the reasons why people actually are now calling bloggers and pundits out. It hurts me when people even go the tangents of even generalizing the whole thing. I am one person that is of the view that when somebody says something or somebody's action affects you, no matter the field that the person is in, call the person out and not generalize it. That's why I always get hurt when some of our colleagues, especially pundits, go like Ghanaian artist, without you saying that this particular artist has yes. And it has been a huge problem in our space. That's why I'm saying it is a two-way street. Now, because some of our pundits or some of our colleagues are not able to single out people's problems and give them solution to it, and they generalize everything, it has now caused our counterparts, that is our people from the opposite direction, to also generalize their conversation whenever they are making them. That is why you have Sarkodie.
They think we are all a problem.
Yes, that's why you have Sarkodie make such statement. Meanwhile, he has a personal vendetta with some particular people or one particular person. Yet, because most of the people usually generalize their conversation, he also thought that, okay, say they be on the way, yes, Shatta Wale koya ni niama, na mo pese mo address Shatta Wale, then you generalize it and say Ghanaian artist. Blakk Sheriff koya ni niama, near the Neko quarter, then you generalize it and say Ghanaian artists are ungrateful. Ghanaian artists are this, they are that. That's one problem that we have in this country or in this industry. Generalizing of stuff is a huge problem here. Because people, even if they are very constructive in whatever they are saying or whatever they are trying to criticize, they most at times generalize it, and it is a huge problem. Yes, and I agree with Shatta Wale. So at the end of the day, even if accepting and fan on crown and you are even being constructive and you generalize it, or the other fan until at the end of the day, if he's also doing something else, we are no lobby for being poor, an opportunity being poor, now the problem is because the other fan there, definitely
will also be affected.
Yes, it will affect him. And the same way we wouldn't like our matters to be generalized. Because me, when a blogger messes up somewhere and you come to add me to the whole messing up, I am yeah. So I wouldn't want to do it to somebody else. The same way we would also advise them, say, sometimes when people do things to them and they want to complain or they want to rant or they want to say something about it, they should call those people out. When they do that, yes, they now address those people, and they also show indirectly throw light on the people who are also putting in the good work. It is like that. So yes, I partly agree with him that Charlie, sometimes our people, especially in our space there, and the ignorance in the space is so huge. It's so huge. But we can't also take away the fact that they also sometimes they should not also get things mixed up. They should see most of the
it should go to
both sides, because you can't. Sometimes they also get it mixed up. They mix constructive criticisms to effect of their actions. They know most of their actions come with effect. You go and hold somebody's photos as a married man, and you know, should this one come out, yes, even no matter how the person
married men are not supposed to
be responsible.
Be responsible, especially if you are in
know where you are holding the
buttocks. No, why are you holding the person's buttocks?
Now you are talking.
Know where you are holding. Yes, know where you are holding the buttocks, especially if you don't want other people to know. Know where you are holding the buttocks. So far as you hold it in public where everybody's eyes is on it, and somebody goes to report it, and you come and tell the person wants to damage your career. How? If you should understand that you started damaging your career by even holding the person's buttocks in the first place. And if somebody goes to report something like this, know that it is the effect of that action that you made. And you don't confuse it with somebody who actually is speaking ignorantly to affect whatever brand or defame you. If you think it is defamation, we have the law to prove it. Just sue the person and take the person there, or call the person out to come and apologize or something. That is the way we should go.
And one of the main things that I think disturbs artists, and I'm sure Shatta Wale will confirm this thing, is when they are talking about their sound or productions. And you know, the pundit can point out that, oh, and
we're close. And another one has to do it. By I can't be you ask the person. And then I don't know, but it's not for something small. Is it Maggie or Kobe? Okay, Chavo, let's wrap up. Our time is up.
Yeah. The way Shatta said it, I will disagree with him because of the way he said it. But yes, there's some truth in it. There are some people who report or comment about your issue with emotions, with some kind of biasness, where they come from, what they have experienced, and all that. So they will say something just to damage you.
Okay.
But the thing is, most of the times, especially from the angle that Shatta was coming from, he was like, even if we do bad things, don't say it like that. Why do you even do bad thing in the first place?
Don't say it like that.
Yes, don't say it like that. So that one there, me too, I will advise Shatta, don't do it like that.
If you don't want them to
say it like that, don't do it like that.
Simple.
If you don't want them to say it like that, don't do it like that. But let's take that one out. Yes, we have some people who will come with their some kind of experience gives them some kind of biasness in them. So when your issues come out, they address it in a certain way that you go like, nah, this one there is like you are going overboard, and that one there it happens in our platform, and we should condemn it. I mean, people shouldn't do it in that way. But the thing is, as human as we are, there are certain things that, in fact, we even act unconsciously in that direction for. So before you realize, you will cause a damage to somebody that you are not supposed to. That's why I think they have laws to at some point remedy some of those things when the damage is so huge, like the defamatory issues and all that, because at that point you go overboard. So yes, I mean, some people are doing it, and obviously because some of them they are not really familiar with the issue, but they still want to talk about it. And some of them too with the biasness in them. And a typical example is what happened between Songo and the other journalists on I think Boss FM. When Songo said that, okay, why don't you like Shatta Wale and something like that? And then the journalist said that, oh no, there or something. He just said something just to defend
himself.
Yes. Without having anything. So those things there it's not cool, and I think they should stop it. But the problem, majority of it is from the artists themselves or the celebrities in general. They will do something and nobody will be happy, even when they have done things that they think that okay, they did it, and you are reporting about it. They no matter what, they won't be happy. Even if it is true, they still won't be happy. So they will say that don't say it like that. That's why I'm also advising them, don't do it like that. Because if you do it like that, you will even give the option to the person reporting it. Either he will say it like that, or he will massage it in a way that will favor you, or sometimes even add more to damage you. Because you have brought yourself. Some of them, okay, they won't say anything bad about you, but they are waiting for you to commit. So if you also know that, then be careful how you do your things, so you don't commit. They will not say anything bad though. They will not damage you, but so they are waiting for you. The day that you make a mistake, they will run with it and will damage you basa basa basa. And the thing is that yes, it's hard. Sometimes they should play it soft. But why do you also give them that option? Why do you do something that will make those who are not happy with
give
you,
them bullets
or
to fire you,
or those who don't like you to use it against you? So me, I'll plead with the celebrities. Be careful how you do your things, so that you don't give those who don't like you the option to go against you in that way, or for you. I will not. Nobody. I will not believe that any institutions or any company who want to sign a deal with you will just listen to a comment and decide to pull out. No. But the comment can influence them to pull out. Not just the comment too. Maybe they have issues, but they think it's not strong enough, so they will still go ahead with the deal. But a comment will come and this is what you are looking for. Now you can pull. Yes, then now they can pull out, and it will be based on what you have done. It wouldn't be something in a vacuum, like somebody will just make a comment and they will say, because of this comment coming from this guy, you are no more doing business with you. No, that can't happen. If that is true, then we know some deals that we were saying that this thing, it can affect you, it can affect Shatta. But before we knew, there's a renewal of contract, and he's doing it. He has big brand associating with him even now that he's enjoying. But some people are not happy with it. In fact, some people want the brands to even pull out. But the brands will look at other factors. So they will not just go out like that. So do your things in a way that those who are even against you cannot use it against you, because when they do it, those people, they are wise. I mean, they don't take decision in a vacuum. They will investigate it. So if there's a truth in it, then you are in trouble. And in fact, it's coming from you, from your actions. If there's no truth in it, then nothing will happen to you. And yeah, sometimes the things that some people say may damage you even psychologically. Yes, we have to condemn those people and how they go about things. But most of it will depend on your actions. Don't go and hold somebody's buttocks and then tell somebody how they should report it. No, you may be lucky and get somebody who even likes you and massage it in a way that will not be. But know that not everybody will do that for you. Yeah. There are some people who will take the other lane and you'll be in trouble.
You can't blame them too.
And I have this example. I read this book, River in the Sea, written by Akinte Apiaminka. And then he said that there was a case that a judge had to sit on about somebody stealing a goat. And then, okay, so the case came in front of the judge after everything. Now the judge has to give his judgment. In the judgment, the judge was given an experience of somebody stealing his goat. Before giving the judgment. So imagine the kind of judgment the guy will get for stealing a goat.
The pain.
And this judge has narrated.
I'm sure that is where they conclude the car.
So now the judge, he's sitting here somewhere, doing his job. Now you have brought yourself by stealing somebody's goat, not even his goat. He will still give you the punishment that he couldn't give the one who stole his goat. So don't bring yourself.
What a story.
So don't bring yourself. So me, I will advise the celebrities, don't bring yourself to give people ammunitions to destroy you.
Yeah, that one I get it. I think I agree. Well, so to Shatta Wale and his likes, we love you guys. As a matter of fact, you know something? All these programs on TV and radio, they need you guys to make their programs.
Yes.
But the materials you give them determine what they say. So I also think that as much as some of our people, sometimes they go overboard, we agree. In fact, some of our people, sometimes our own selves, we hear some of the things they say, we're like,
you're crazy.
Are you saying this? Recently, do you know when Abiyaima and that lady, and Laptawan came here? They went to Hit FM, and according to them, one lady told them that if DJs come and they want to chop them to play their songs, they should allow it. I swear, I saw a post of that on social media. And that they should do everything, being women, they should do everything they have got to do to just blow. And when they blow, all other things will be added on to them. So you see, when you hear some of this, you go like, did someone say this in this world?
Yeah.
So if you have a daughter and the daughter is going to maybe be a musician and you are listening to radio and you hear someone giving this advice to
somebody's daughter.
So yes, the story is some way, or the stories are some way, but we beg, we should all measure our activities. To the journalist, you should measure what you say. To the artist, you should also measure what you do. If you are able to be in this measurement, you'll be fine. But let me also remind you that January is just around the corner, and our registration for everything should start and end in January, because we've been told about our February trip to Dubai, and we still want you guys to be a part of it. We know now that the dollar is really looking good, I'm sure prices of tickets will come down, and we'll see what we can also do to make sure everybody will be comfortable and fine as we move ahead to do this. So God bless you. In Team Dodu Solomon Chemo, I'm sure BB will still send regards to all of you guys. Nana Regan, Roland Amate, Digital Rasta Currency, Richie Flex, Yao Lapiji, Gideon Nilam Tesin. Of course, my name is Sammy Flex. We'll surely meet again, but showbiz content lives here on Sammy Flex TV. like it, do your reviews, share with us, and even if you want to have a communication, why not? That is our number on the screen, WhatsApp call, and always be polite with us because we are a family. We don't want to fight. If you come hard, we are humans. If you see her like that, you can see her like that. We are out of here.